Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Nautical Narratives. I am your narrator, the one, the only, Mr. First Class. So, I pray that everybody's having a great one. All things considering, not sure where you're watching this from, but as always, like I said, I'm always rooting for everyone to be happy, to win, and to just overall have a good life. You know what I mean? But like I said, I pray this finds you well. So this story is the time I had to lose a pool game. Now, this is, I'm just going to say 2007, 2008. At the time, I am living in the Bay Area. I lived in three places in the Bay. I lived in Alameda, I lived in San Leandro, and I lived in Fremont. I'm almost certain this is when I still lived in San Leandro, but don't quote me because I could be wrong. But I'm giving y'all the best I can with my recollection. But either way, so I am in the reserves. At this point, I have gotten off active duty, thought I was completely done with the military, but ultimately ended up re-enlisting in the reserves. And now I'm with a unit out of Alameda who does security. Master at Arms, doing security. Wow, big shock, right? Anyway, so we go to these different locations and we provide security for certain assets for the military, for the Navy specifically. So these are Navy assets that we provide security for, and we, go all over the place. Most of what we do is in the Northeast. The Northwest. So a lot of times going up to Seattle. Well, one of these particular instances that we went to Seattle, I was, you're with your unit, you in a new place, so you kind of try to stay together. We hang out. We ended up going to this bar. Now we go to this bar and we're having drinks, and I see a pool table. I am a pool lover. I want one in my house. I grew up with one in my house, so I want one in my house now, because even if I don't do it competitively, I still enjoy the competition of playing pool. And it would be nice to be able to do it at my house, because some bars around here in the DMV, they still have smoke inside. And so it's like, bro, I don't want to come home smelling smoky. I just want to be able to shoot some pool, enjoy myself, and, going on about my business. Well, I see this pool table, and I asked some people from my unit, like, yo, anybody want to shoot? And they're like, nah, no, we're not interested. That's you, do your thing. And they don't really know for sure. I just have talked about pool before. They've never seen me shoot. They don't know anything about, my skill level. They just know I have talked about pool previously. So I get on the table. This is one of those, got to put your change on the table to secure the next game. I do that. I play a gentleman. A little rusty, mind you, we just got off the flight, and I'm not allowed to, because of 9/11, not allowed to bring my own pool sticks with me. So I'm using a house stick. But either way, we are there. I get on the table. I'm a little rusty, but eventually win. I eventually win. Then I play him a second time. And I'm still kind of, trying to work through my paces or whatever. I win again. While this is all going on, my unit people from my unit are sending drinks over to me. So I think I'm probably on my second drink at this point, because I had bought my own drink at first, and then they saw what I drank, and then they sent me another one. Well, then another guy gets on the table, and I I run through him like pretty quickly, because at this point, oh, okay, I got my legs, my vision is there. I'm seeing what I need to see. I run through him real fast, and he gets irritated because he's like, oh, he's pissed because he's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You beat me all fast, but oh boy, you was struggling. Like, oh, that's your friend. You were playing. I'm like, man, I've never even met that guy before, dude. It took me a minute to get myself together. But I don't ever pretend like I can't play. That is not something that I ever do, is pretend like I can't play. Now, there are certain people that I will not play as hard against, but that's not something that I don't ever pretend like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Which ball am I supposed to hit which ball? Like, I don't do all that. I'm not that kind of person. I love pool, and I'm going to let you know out the gate, I love pool. I carry my sticks in my car everywhere I go. Well, anyway, third guy goes, run through him. Second guy, but fourth game. Third guy, sorry. Third guy, fourth game, he racks the balls. He turns around to get his drink, and I'm like, game. And he's like, wait, what? What do you mean it's game? I'm like, oh, I sunk the 8-ball on the break. That's the game. We're done. Like, I won that one. And so he's like, man, what? He's like, don't do that again. I was like, all right, I'm going to do my best not to. I wasn't trying to do it then. I just, the way I broke it, it worked out that way. Almost sink the 8-ball again on the 5th game. 6th game comes, beat somebody else. 7th game comes, beat another person. And then I was just like, yo, you had a table. I'm bored at this point because I'm just kind of running through people. Cool. No problems during this time. Like I said, we're in like Washington State, really, really high up north, and it's fine. No drama. Like I said, other than the guy being a little upset because he felt like I was hustling, but again, we wasn't playing for money. So why would I hustle you? It's it's like $1.50 to get on the table. But other than that, like, what did you lose? But either way, so fast forward, it is probably 2008. Again, don't quote me. Those years were a little fuzzy just because a lot of traveling. You travel a lot. You start to lose like, wait, when did I do that? Did I do this one before that? But either way, I know for sure that Galveston, Texas was after we went up to northern Washington. So we get to Galveston, Texas, and we are at the Holiday Inn right by the beach. So literally, you can look out. The pool is in front of the building, and then you look out. The sand is right there. So we have some weird hours. It's like 6 hours on, 12 hours off. So you really can't get a rhythm because you keep moving shifts. Like every other day, you're moving to a different shift. You're on days one day, and then you're on mids another, and then you're on nights, and so it's just weird. So you never really get rested. But finally, it's like last night we almost up out of here, and a lot of times that's what we end up doing. Either like the first couple of days before, or the last couple of days when we don't have any more work to do. We kind of kick it before our flights. So I want to say there's like 5 or 6 of us, right? It's like 5 or 6 of us. We're all hanging out. A lot of these stories, I don't even know these people's names, nor do I remember them. So it's not even that big of a deal. But it's 5 or 6 of us, right? and there's a couple of big dudes in this unit. Like, I don't consider myself a big dude. I'm 5'9". At normally I'm about 230 at best, especially at this time. So, and I don't even think I was that big because I was actually boxing back then. So yeah, I was probably lighter, like maybe 185, something like that. Well, either way, we decided to go out and we heard, oh man, there's like a little bar like right up the street. So like I said, if the beach is here, let's say this is the beach, the water, beach, hotel. Here's our street, the street between the beach and the hotel. You make a right on that very first street that intersects with our street on the beach. And it's like maybe 2 or 3 blocks up. There's a little bar, a little hole in the wall or whatever. It's a nice spot. But it's just not like, it's not fancy. It's just a regular old school bar. I am the fly in the milk. Let's just say that. Everybody else is with me is white. Which, again, not a big deal. It's the nature of, the military. It's the nature of the United States. It's just there are always going to be more white people most of the time than there are black people. Not a big deal. Or any other race. Not a big deal, though. But I'm fine. The unit was what it was and it needed to be. Anyway, but it's like I said, it's me by myself, and then, or not by myself, but 1 black dude, 5 white people. One of the females is like already kind of saucy. She already saucy. So that's already an issue. But at the time, I'm not really thinking about it. But we get in there and the music didn't actually stop, but the music proverbially stopped. The music basically like still kept playing, but when I tell you the room turned and looked at us, and there was nothing but Mexicans. And they all was looking at all of us like, yo, who is this and where they come from? And we're just kind of like, ugh, we trying to, and a couple of them want drinks. Me, at the point that we walked in and I seen how things was moving, I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want nothing to drink. I'm good on my drinks. Matter of fact, I think I might have had a beer just to try to make the situation not be awkward. But either way, they actually got like hard liquor. The drunk girl, she want another drink, even though she already 3 sheets to the wind. But anyway, she grown and do what she want to. But I see my favorite thing in the world. I see a pool table. So I proceed. There's somebody on it. Kind of I can't even think of his name. Danny. I can't pronounce his last name right now. But one of them actors that like you see his face, you immediately like, ooh, he look rough. One of them like he kind of looked like him, but he on the table. I put my change on the table. And he finishes doing whatever he's doing. And he says, hey, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And so he then proceeds to be like, oh man, you want to bet? And I was like, no, it's just a fun game. Oh man, come on, we fight like $5 a ball. Again, I ain't trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful about the accent. That's literally how he talked to me. He was like, come on, it's just like $5 a ball. And I was like, nah, dog, I'm good. And again, mind you, some of the people that I'm with were with me when I was at that bar in Northern Washington. Like almost to Canada, but we were still in Northern Washington. But they were with me and they saw how well I shot. Even when I was like 3 or 4 drinks in, they saw how well I shot pool. And so they were like, it's kind of one of those moments where you're like, okay, you got to make some decisions in life. And so he keep asking the whole time while we shooting, da 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 da. Well, or actually, he is asking that the whole time. But prior to us even breaking, he's like, oh, you can break, One of the dudes that was with me in Seattle strolled past me. And like I said, he was a giant. That dude was probably like 6'5", 6'6". He's a big dude, but he slid past me real quick and he just whispered in my ear. He was like, hey, you got to lose this game. And I was like, and I didn't say anything to him. I just shook my head like, yep. Like, oh yeah, I am well aware, sir. So I I proceeded to do my best impression of somebody that can shoot pool, but really isn't that good at it. And he, like I said, the whole time he's asking me, oh man, we should bet five a ball. Nah, my guy. Well, play that one game. I lost, but like I said, I kept it close because again, I don't like sandbagging. I don't like being one of them people that pretends that I ain't trying to hustle nobody. So I'm like, yeah, oh man, good game. Shook his hand, and it was like, oh man, I think we about to get up out of here. And we end up having to I don't want to say drag her out, but we definitely had to motivate her to get away from the bar and let's go. And so, yeah, we kind of rounded ourselves up and we moseyed on out of there. We didn't back out the door, but I really felt like we should have backed out the door just because of, like I said, the energy in there felt like this could be the last time. Like nobody will ever even see us again in this bar. Especially if I would have bet old boy, I feel like that thing could have been a powder keg that exploded. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure he would have started to play at his best. And I'm going to play at my best at that point. And my daddy always told me way back when, that's why I never bet the dude. My daddy told me a long time ago, don't bet nobody in pool. No matter how good you are, no matter how good you get, don't you ever bet nobody in pool. And I stood on that. And I have stood on that my whole life just because that situation was dangerous, but all of those situations are dangerous. A lot of these places don't got no metal detectors. You don't know what this person got on them, and you don't know how they gonna feel if you start taking their money. So, yeah, that's how that went. That's that story. I pray y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, if you want to hear anything more, let me know. If you want to, any questions about boot camp, I'm gonna definitely do some more episodes. I'm gonna definitely do some episodes about boot camp. I'm gonna do some episodes about why I even chose the Navy in the first place. Because really, the Navy chose me. I didn't choose the Navy. The Navy chose me. But I'll explain because it's not like I'm special. It's just you'll understand when I explain in detail what actually happened and how I ended up in the Navy instead of my first choice. Now, with that being said, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the like, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop a new video. With that, as always, fair winds, following seas, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. All right.